listeners, thanks for joining in. Welcome to another HRO Today educational podcast. In this series, we aim to provide you the latest workforce management approaches and best practices in HR. I'm Debbie Bola, Senior Vice President and Editorial Director of HRO Today. Hardly a day goes by that an AI headline isn't in the news. Industries worldwide are eyeing artificial intelligence and seeking to understand just how best to leverage it. The global mobility industry is no different. But is AI simply another tech buzzword, or can it be a true transformational tool in the relocation management toolkit? Luckily, I have two tech-savvy experts here with me today from CapRelo to answer these questions and more. CapRelo is a full-service global mobility management company that provides relocation support and technology-driven solutions to companies around the world. As its president and CEO, Barry Morris has focused on building and utilizing technology to streamline service for its clients. The company's efforts in this area have helped CapRelo achieve back-to-back wins for the best overall relocation company and the HRO Today Baker's Dozen Award for the last 3 years. Barry has been with CapRelo for over 8 years and previously held leadership roles with Dell, EMC, and Polycom. Corry Smith is Senior Vice President of Innovation and Operational Excellence at CapRelo. Corry has over 25 years of experience driving innovation, operational excellence, and strategic growth across diverse industries, including SaaS, AI, manufacturing, and government contracting. He leads CapRelo's initiatives to integrate advanced AI technologies into operations, and his expertise ensures CapRelo's clients receive tech-enabled mobility solutions tailored to their unique needs. Thanks, Barry and Corry, for joining me today. The mobility industry has faced many challenges recently, from companies combating inflation to port closures to real estate law changes. What are some solutions to these challenges, and what role does AI play?
Sure. Well, first of all, Debbie, thanks for having Corry and I on the podcast today. Really appreciate it. You know, a lot of people are talking about AI, artificial intelligence, and there's no doubt that AI will just have a huge impact for mobility challenges that you just mentioned. But I want everyone to keep in mind that technology will play an increasingly significant role in both relocation and mobility. The industry is evolving rapidly, with technology enhancing efficiencies, with personalization, with end-user experience, really across all aspects of relocation. So technology is really changing the way we view mobility. Of course, AI is going to have a big role in that. But areas like data analytics and personalization for predictive analytics, things like self-service has been a big requirement for years in mobility. So being able to offer a digital platform that offers a great end-user experience for self-service. Virtual reality, I'll tell you what, a lot of people want to get things done from their office or from their home. And it's nice to be able to know that you can use virtual reality for virtual property tours, for city orientation and other things. So using AI is going to help us automate a lot of these functions. And I think technology is so important in our space that we actually hired a subject matter expert on artificial intelligence, and that's Corry Smith, who's with us today. So Corry, how do you see AI playing a role here? And things like changing legal landscapes, inflationary pressures, logistical disruptions. How do you see AI playing there?
Well, it's a good question, Barry, and I think maybe I'll just pick one, and that's inflation. You know, I think that's been a significant pressure point for organizations the last several years as inflation has risen. And at CapRelo, you know, we recognize the potential of predictive analytics, specifically powered by AI. Machine learning's been around a long time, but I think with the advancement of generative AI, it's really made it more accessible for organizations to jump in and begin to really get more aggressive with implementing predictive analytics. It's one of the key focuses for us. For example, right now we're actively working on tools that will enable us, specifically with inflation and dealing with rising costs, to help us forecast expenses for our clients and help to identify opportunities to help them save money, you know, whether it's with housing budgets or even negotiating with vendors. So I think it's about preparing for the future and ensuring that we can deliver high-quality relocation services at an affordable price. And it's one of the ways AI is going to help us do that.
Yeah, those are some great points. So what considerations should HR take into account when leveraging AI solutions for relocation?
when HR departments leverage AI solutions for relocations, they must balance technology advancements with ethical, legal, practical considerations to ensure effective and employee-friendly implementations. It's so important. So I talked a little bit about it before, but data privacy is so key. Relocation involves sensitive employee data, such as personal identification, financial details, family information, and other things. So job one is to make sure that that data is protected, and HR really needs to ensure that whatever technology that they're deploying, that this happens. Ethical use of AI. You hear a lot of people talking about that nowadays. So AI algorithms may inadvertently introduce bias or make decisions that lack transparency. So you got to make sure that you're addressing this if you're using AI. And then regulatory compliances. We have complex laws out there regarding tax, immigration, real estate. So we got to make sure that whatever technology AI that we deploy, that we are in compliance. So Corry, you want to talk a little bit about this?
Yeah, I think the way, Debbie, I would answer this question to start is, do you need AI with whatever problem you're trying to solve? And I'm going to date myself a little bit here, but back in the late 90s, early 2000s, when the internet was really becoming a thing, and what I mean by that is, everybody needed a website. So everybody was scrambling around to get a website built, and search engines weren't as good as they are now, and you still have the yellow pages. You're trying to find information. So the thing that I found interesting about that is when you would ask companies why they needed a website, they wouldn't necessarily know why. They'd just know that, well, everybody else is building a website, so we need one as well. So I think the first consideration when you're looking at how HR should consider leveraging AI is, what's the particular situation and does it make sense? Just because you can use AI and it's more accessible now doesn't mean you should. So I think the first thing I would say, Barry, is look at the specific business case and make sure that, does AI make sense in this particular application? That's first and foremost, I think. And then once you've made that decision, then to your point, data privacy and security, they have to be top of mind. We're certainly committed to ensuring that any AI solution that we use, obviously to your point, complies with global regulations like GDPR, PII, all the things you have to look at. We just went through an exercise with a global organization where we implemented an AI solution. It took us about 6 months of review and security and going through that whole process, to make sure that they were comfortable with the solution that we were implementing. And especially in the relocation game, that's going to be very important that you're being open with your partners and your clients and making sure that they understand the solutions that you're implementing, and while they think it might be helpful to them, because this is such new territory for all of us, it's going to be a little slow going at first, getting everybody comfortable, but making sure that data security and privacy is at the forefront of everything you do is going to help make that process go more smoothly as you do some of these integrations, which is kind of the next thing, right? Making sure the AI solution you're trying to integrate fits into the platforms that you're already working with, into your HR systems as they currently exist. The idea is to make it easier for teams to use AI tools without a bunch of additional training or effort. And then finally, I would say transparency, and I know you spoke to this as well. We believe it's essential. You've got to educate both the HR teams and the transferees about how AI works and what they can expect. And I think when people understand the tools they're using, one, they're more likely to trust them, and two, they'll see the value that they bring.
Yeah, having a solid understanding of AI is certainly critical to its success. So how do you see AI transforming the global mobility industry in 2025? What are the benefits HR leaders and transferees alike will experience?
Sure. So I think we've come a long way in artificial intelligence since 2023. I think AI is set to really transform the global mobility industry. It's going to reshape how organizations manage relocations and really how employees experience them. So there are a lot of advancements that I think we're going to see in this transformation. We talked a little bit about better personalization, but I think one big one will be real-time support. So when people talk about AI, a lot of people think of AI as though it's a chatbot. It's a way to get answers to frequently asked questions. And for us, and for the HR expert, we need more from AI than just a chatbot. We really need to be able to integrate artificial intelligence into these platforms that we've been talking about, into our digital platform, so that it's not just answering the questions, but it's being more proactive in guiding the transferee to ensure a better relocation. It's guiding the HR specialist to ensure that they have the right mobility program for their company, for their employees, and they have the right policies to ensure they're getting the most cost benefit out of their mobility program. So there's a lot of things I think we're going to see in transformation in 2025, but I think the integration of AI, these digital platforms, is probably number one.
Yeah, I agree with you, Barry. I see some of the same things happening. I think for me, one of the biggest ones is personalization, right? That's going to be maybe the top thing that you're going to see transform global mobility, certainly. And what I mean by personalization, just to give you an example, is like if you can imagine an associate or a transferee receiving a tailored recommendation based on where they're being relocated to with regard to neighborhoods, schools, maybe they have pets. So really being able to personalize that experience. We all know that relocating or moving is one of the most stressful things you can do. So to be able to give these people that are transferring or relocating more information about where they're moving to without them having to do a lot of the research on their own is going to be one of the things that can alleviate a lot of stress and pressure off of the move itself. And AI is going to make relocation just more intuitive and less stressful in general. And then I think for HR leaders, the biggest benefit is going to be streamlined workflows. It will allow you to take a lot of repetitive tasks like expense tracking, vendor coordination, things like that, and will kind of take them off your plate, and it'll allow HR teams to focus on more strategic initiatives and things that are more important. One of the things that we've done at CapRelo is we created Moxie, which is a chatbot that's a virtual assistant for our transferees that is trained up not only on them, but on their particular relocation package. So when they have questions, they have challenges that they can't reach one of our consultants because it's off hours or weekends or things like that, they can get answers quicker to maybe alleviate some of those stress points. And then I think we've kind of been talking about it throughout our conversation so far today, but one of the biggest game changers is going to be predictive analytics. For HR teams to be able to have the ability to forecast trends and anticipate challenges before they get there is going to be a game changer, whether it's with housing markets or shifts in global regulations. That level of insight, it'll just allow HR teams to make their policies more agile and effective. Obviously, the word predictive means you're trying to predict what's going to happen in the future, and to be able to know that, well, my expense exceptions are shooting through the roof, and to be able to know that before they get out of control and to help you mitigate that is going to be wildly impactful. And then I think the last thing is compliance. And I know you spoke to this a bit too, Barry, but AI is going to simplify global compliance just by giving you the ability to track updated laws, and whether it's in real estate or tax or whatever, which is also going to help reduce the burden on HR teams. That combined with transferees benefiting from 24/7 support through a chatbot or helping them navigate the relocation experience, it's just going to give them more confidence and a level of security knowing that they're being taken care of, whether it's 2 in the morning or 2 in the afternoon. AI is just going to make relocations faster, smarter, and more personalized for everybody involved, whether it's the transferee or the HR professional. It's going to be a game changer for sure.
Yeah, I totally agree. The future looks bright for AI mobility. I will say that. So I know we've talked a lot about AI today, but I really invite everyone that's listening to this podcast to visit our website at CapRelo, CapRelo.com, and check out our technology, check out what we're all about. But more importantly, we offer a lunch and learn that will discuss AI, will discuss our technology. I really invite you to sign up for that and find out what we're all about. So with that, Corry, thank you. Debbie, thanks for the podcast. Really appreciate it.
And my thanks to Barry and Corry for joining the HRO Today educational podcast and sharing their insights into AI and mobility. 2025 is certainly to be an exciting year. Until next time, listeners, I'm Debbie Bola.